Removing my limiting beliefs made me $141,000 in business last month. And if there's anything standing in the way of you and your goals, I honestly believe it comes down to your limiting beliefs. So I want to share with you in this video and pass down some of the lessons that helped me get over mine. I'm going to share what some of mine were so that you can hopefully overcome yours as well, because you might have the same limiting beliefs as me, similar ones, or completely different. I'm going to share with you mine, and trust me, there were a lot, and some of the tips that I employed to get over them to hit my goals. So I've got them written down. Let's crack on into the first one. And I'm looking here. Trust me, there's a lot, more than I could even write down. But the first one, it might not be completely obvious, but I'm a 5'6" Asian or brown guy with crooked teeth. Don't know why I said that. You're going to be staring at my teeth the whole video now. And 2 chronic health conditions. And so it might not seem like much. It might seem like I'm complaining. But when you think about limiting beliefs, it didn't seem like it could happen for someone like me. Because when I look around in the world, the evidence wasn't there. The evidence showed me people were taller, they had straight teeth, and the chronic health conditions I had, while they might not be noticeable on the surface, or you might think they're not really going to contribute to business, they really affected my day-to-day life. They affected how I interacted with people. They affected when I went out and when I didn't. They made me quit sports, which I was very good at, and quite on the semi-professional level. I had to quit those sports as well. And it just really affected my day-to-day life for years on end. So those things creep into your subconscious and you think, well, I can't do it. It's not possible for me. So that was the first limiting belief I had. And so it just really manifested in me not getting the result for a long time. The second limiting belief I had was just that nobody in my family or extended circle had done anything like this before. Not just in terms of online business, which was the niche I was pursuing, but just in anything. No one in my family had really made money. Nobody had made good money. Nobody was rich. Nobody had achieved the kind of goals that I was trying to do. So not in my family, not in my extended family, not even in my circle, not even in my area. I'm from East London. Like nobody there was really hitting these kind of numbers. You know, it's a very kind of humble working class area. And so I didn't really believe it was possible for me or anyone like me. And moreover, you could say, yeah, you're in a developed country. Yes, absolutely. You know, things are possible. But in my circle, both my parents are immigrants, you know, didn't have any money. My mom was a refugee from Uganda, so definitely didn't have any money. And even relatives in my family have lived in council housing. So definitely it wasn't a possibility, or it didn't even seem possible for me to do this. So it was a real limiting belief. And kind of tied into that was that it doesn't happen for people like me. Coupling in all those things, where I'm from, where I was raised, the family, the extended family, the people in my surroundings, the networks we had, coupled with my physical attributes and everything else as well, I just thought, even subconsciously, I didn't really sit there and think I can't do it. I was always confident, thought I could do it. But in the back of my mind, it was like, it doesn't happen for people like me. Even if I got a certain result, could I really get there? Could I get to that level? I hadn't seen anybody do it who looked like me, was where I was from, resembled what I was doing. And especially in the industry I was trying to do it in, online business, coaching, consulting, info, it's very normalized now. But back then it was new, like nobody was doing it. So I didn't have any evidence that it was even possible. And that stuff really just creeps into your subconscious mind and makes you think you can't do it. And then trying to hit those numbers, like, is it even possible? At the time, I was trying to go for 10 grand a month. Cool, big number in the online space. But was that possible? And how much more was possible? And so, because I didn't actually believe it was possible, I stayed stuck for a very long time. 6 years, most I made was $237.50. I remember that in a single month. That was my highest month. And I was stuck there for about 6 years. I finally cracked the 10K mark 10K month mark between year 6 and year 7. And I did it in 6 months, if I remember correctly. So that proved to me it was really a limiting belief. I'll maybe share later in the video what helped me over that mark, or maybe in another video, but that was one of the limiting beliefs right there. And then even when I did hit that, like I just did 141,000 last month. But when I hit that 10K, I didn't even believe 50K a month was possible. It was like that 10K month was the barrier. That was the upper ceiling. And when I looked around, again, just when I said I didn't see anybody in my area and the people I knew doing the things that I wanted to do, even when I hit the 10K a month, That was great, but I didn't see anyone hitting 50K, 100K. I didn't really see that. I wasn't exposed to it. So when I did hit that 10K a month, that was still a ceiling for me. I was celebrated. I remember I was interviewed. I was speaking on stages. I was training different companies, and I thought I was the man. So even though I did have success in some people's eyes, it was still another limit. And that's a good point that it brings me to is everyone has limiting beliefs. I still have them. And if you think you don't have them, well, that's your first limiting belief. So when I was hitting that 10K a month mark, I started selling my own stuff, my own courses and my own coaching. And still, I was selling it very cheap. I still remember two friends in particular told me my stuff was grossly underpriced. But my limiting belief was people won't pay this much. Maybe I'm not worth this much. I can't charge this much. 10K a month is kind of the ceiling. So I didn't really have the guts to go and charge more. I just looked at what everyone else was doing, and people were selling $47 courses. So what should I do? I sold my course for $47. People are selling for $67. So exactly what I did. I had a mindset course for $47. I had an objection handling course for $67. They sold decent. And then when I released my one-on-one coaching, I was charging $47 an hour. I raised it to $97 an hour, but that's where I started. And I didn't really believe it was possible to go higher than that. And when I actually did see it was possible, was another limiting belief. I saw somebody else charging a lot more. And I saw a kid, 21, 22-year-old punk kid, English as a second language, not taking anything away from him. But I saw him hit 100K a month in his first year. And that was crazy. So even though I wasn't over my limiting belief yet, it kind of expanded my mind that this is possible. I didn't really believe it was possible for me yet, but I saw it was possible. And it also gave me another perspective. It's not just that I had to see someone else do it. You can conceptualize these things on your own because someone has to be the first to do it. And that reminds me of like a Roger Bannister story. Maybe you're familiar with this, but Roger Bannister was a runner. And I believe it was in Oxford sometime in the 1950s. I can't remember the exact details. Nobody could break the 4-minute mile. People had been trying for years or a decade, and nobody could break the 4-minute mile. It seemed physically impossible. So people came closer to it. They edged closer to the 4-minute barrier, but nobody broke it. Then this gentleman, Roger Bannister, came along. He broke the 4-minute mile, and it gave people the kind of mental permission that was possible. Or just people saw, hey, this can be done. It broke their limiting belief. And in the next year, about 20 people or more than 20 people broke that milestone. So this is what it was like for me. I had to see the first person do it, but that obviously wasn't the first person. So not only did that teach me it's possible, it taught me at some point you need to break your own barriers. You can't just wait to see other people do it. So I saw this kid do it. And not only did I see him do it, this really wound me up. I saw him do it in record time. I saw him go from $0 to $100,000 a month in his first year. And I thought, this is crazy. And now it's normalized, right? You see 16-year-olds, 18-year-olds becoming millionaires online. I'm from a different generation, so I didn't see that. I wasn't really exposed to it. And so even though I had the conceptualization this could be done, I wasn't over my limiting belief of it yet. But I'm just making sure I see all these things that I'd encountered before I share how I broke some of those limiting beliefs. So these were the things that I saw was now possible. But now how do you go around breaking those limiting beliefs? How do you break the limiting beliefs of this is possible for a guy like me? This is possible for a guy like me from where I'm from with the maybe advantages, but also disadvantages I had. How is this possible for a guy like me, especially when I had evidence to the contrary? Somebody could do this 0 to 100K a month in a year, yeah, but I was the guy who's stuck under 10K a month for 6 years. Like, damn, yeah, maybe that guy did it, but is this possible for me? If I struggled for 6 years to hit 10K a month, how on earth am I going to replicate what he did? These were all the subconscious things that were going through my mind. And I'm generally a confident person. I might appear confident on camera now, but trust me, we all have our insecurities and limited beliefs, and I'm just vocalizing some of mine now. So here's how I fixed them myself. The first thing was stacking evidence. So I went to an event for an affiliate marketing company I was promoting at the time. And this is before I had made pretty much any money. I'd probably had my $237.50 month. I hadn't hit that 10K a month yet, or even $1,000 or $2,000 a month. And I remember going there and looking around, and I just thought all these people were just going to be these amazing millionaires and just crazy, crazy people. And I remember seeing this one guy getting an award for making $10,000 a month. And as he's walking to the stage, I'm sitting in the back and I see him go up there. And he's an overweight gentleman, let's put it that way. He was wearing like creased clothes. He was wearing a button down shirt that looked like a parachute with sandals. And I tried not to judge, but as you do, I'm thinking to myself, this guy did it and not me. So yeah, there was a little bit of comparison in a good way, but there was also just seeing, yeah, if this guy can do it, I can definitely do it. So there was that comparison, and also just that limiting belief just instantly broke for me. It's like, okay, well, I might have some disadvantages and stuff, but this guy did it. That inspired me. It broke a lot of those limiting beliefs. And so I genuinely, at that moment, believed, yes, I can do it. And for everyone, that's going to look different. You don't always need to compare and always need to see somebody else. You might be able to do it internally, but sometimes external factors can help as well. So that was the first external factor that helped me. But then now I'm able to take things internally and remember back to that situation to where I can actually get myself over limiting beliefs myself now. But that was a big one. And so I fixed that one pretty much right there. The second thing I did was looking around. So I thought, can I make $10,000 a month? That was at the time. And when I look around, I see people having certain holidays, certain cars, certain houses. And I thought, well, these people are obviously doing the thing, or in terms of the money, they're making the money I want or more than the money. So I realized, hey, this is just nonsense that it's not possible. Obviously, people are doing it. There's so many people in the world. And when you look at that, you look at somebody driving a $250,000 car and you think, okay, well, they probably make, 200, 300 grand a year. No, they don't, because they got to have the car. They probably have a second or third car. They have the expenses. They probably have a house that's on the same kind of level. They're not living in a cardboard box and driving a $250,000 car. They probably take nice holidays, wear nice clothes. So you think, wow, to have a $250,000 car, they probably need to be making at least $1 million a year. And it just really expanded my horizon. And then I started looking around at the houses, the buildings, the things there. I look at like Rolexes being sold out, the Lamborghini dealership being sold out. And I saw, well, people are pulling in these kind of sums. So it's possible. Even though I didn't always believe it was possible for a guy like me, I believed it was possible. I saw other people doing it who stacked the evidence in my favor. And then I saw these other people who, honestly, I thought were, kind of lower down in certain ways than I was. So I figured, hey, I can definitely do this. And again, I want to inspire you to be able to solve this internally, but sometimes, hey, it comes from external factors. And I think that's good, because I wasn't like thinking worse of this gentleman, but I saw and I thought, wow, you know what? If this guy's doing it, I'm the one who's not living up to my potential, not him. So I looked around, I built evidence and realized that I could do all these kind of things. And here's what happened when I did break those limiting beliefs. Obviously, I didn't break them all at once. I still have some now. I'm getting over a lot as well myself. But when I started stacking those in order, this is what happened. So one of the limiting beliefs that I broke was that 10K a month barrier. After that event, and there's more that goes into it. It wasn't just this. I'll share those another day. But from that event, I came home, and within 9 months, I was hitting that 10K a month mark myself. Like, that event made me really angry, and I decided I'm not going back next year until I'm the person getting the award. I'm the person that people are looking at, and I'm the person living out my reality. And I did even better than that. I was speaking on that stage the next year. So anyway, I went to the 10K a month mark within 180 days, if I remember correctly. And then even when I launched my own coaching offer, I didn't really believe it was possible at the time, but having seen that other gentleman go, sorry, I keep saying gentleman and kid. The gentleman was the overweight guy. The kid was the kid who went from 0 to 100K a month in his first year. So when I launched my coaching program, I never knew that was possible. And my goal, honestly, my goal was quite small. I wanted to hit 10K a month in the coaching program in the first 6 months. And by the end of 12 months, 20K a month and 30K a month, I'd be over the moon. And what actually happened was I hit actually, I'll give you the real numbers. The first month I hit $5,700. So I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. It's like full-time income already, first month out the gate. Second month I hit 9,700. I was pretty much at that 10K mark that I gave myself 6 months for by month 2. Month 3, we dipped a bit to 7,400. I didn't panic. I understand business is not going to look like a straight line. We want to stabilize things. But I wasn't expecting what happened in month 4. And that was me hitting $31,300. And that just blew my mind because that was what I'd given myself like a whole year to do. I'd just hit that in 4 months. And just made me realize that everything was possible. Every single building block that I'd built let me know that the next thing was possible. Then I realized, okay, maybe 50K months are possible, 100K months are possible. And now even the level I'm playing at, I've been flirting around this kind of level for a while now and not really been able to break through to the next level, which is like $250,000 a month. And that there's other limiting beliefs I have to get over as well. So maybe limiting beliefs about my ability to run events, limiting beliefs about my ability to show up on camera and deliver good videos, my ability to really work with people at a higher level and really inspire them to grow. There's so many limiting beliefs that I still have that I have to get over as well. So how's this going to help you get over your limiting beliefs? Well, first, I want you to start being cognizant and recognizing the limiting beliefs and maybe verbalizing them, writing them down, and understanding what they are. Because like I said, if you don't think you have a limiting belief, that's your first one. And so we all have them. It's about recognizing it and then understanding that it is a limiting belief. It's a false belief. It's not real. It's not like somebody has never done it. Even if they haven't, I showed you that someone has to be the first. But why could you not do that? Why would it not be possible for you? And you realize it's the difference between a genuine belief and a limiting belief. And you're going to have those limiting beliefs that are going to push you to the next level. So you have to overcome this one to get to there, overcome this one to get to there, and keep pushing up. And see, why is this limiting belief appearing in your life? How are you going to get over it? What evidence do you need to stack? Do you need to get it from somebody else? Do you need to bring it internally? Do you need to just look around in the world? Because it's so important that you get over these limiting beliefs and they'll push you to the next level. And if you're having a hard time with that right now, even look to some of mine. Like I shared with you transparently, and trust me, I have way more. We'd be here for hours if I shared all my limiting beliefs. But like I told you, from physically to mentally to my teeth to the environment I was raised in, to my background, to my chronic health conditions. And they've plagued me not just in business, but they've plagued me in like social communications, dating life. But I've just learned to build this evidence and build my mindset stronger and stronger to now where I might appear very confident. I think I'm a lot more confident than I used to be, but I still have a lot of these limiting beliefs. But it does start with understanding them and understanding that you need to get over them and putting in that work every single day, not just to believe that you're good enough, but actually build your own evidence. So if you have limiting beliefs around your ability to, let's say, deliver a video like this, once you do 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, you become better and you build evidence that shows that you can do these things. That's the best way to overcome these limiting beliefs. So I hope some of that's been helpful for you. If it has, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy content like this, and let me know in the comments, maybe if you're open to sharing some of the limiting beliefs you have, some of the ones you had that you've overcome, they might help somebody else out. Or if there's any other content like this that I can produce for you, let me know. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Cheers and take care.